Hey everyone, it's Danielle Taylor with Keller Williams Realty here on the beautiful Outer Banks, and a little late, but it is Stats Day, so most exciting, I guess, day of the month. And this is, although I know it is May, I'm a little tardy, but this is our end of Q1 report. So this is information that's courtesy of the Outer Banks Association of Realtors, and this runs us through March 31st, 2024. So let's dive in. First thing we always talk about is sales units. So year to date, our sales units are down about 8% versus 2023. And then March over March, they are down about 8% as well. So that's kind of tracking the same. However, one interesting thing is that March over February of this year, we're actually up about 58%. So we've kind of been doing a little bit of this. That's just something that we'll watch. But anyway, we ended the quarter at down about 8%. I did the thing where I look back to 2019, our pre-COVID era, and our sales units are down about 3% versus 2019, which means we've actually made up some ground in March versus where we were in February. So our year-to-date number seems to be ticking closer to our sales unit levels from 2019. So we'll watch that as we go forward. Next one, inventory. So our average monthly rolling 12, because it's kind of a better way to track how our inventory is. Our rolling 12 is up just under 4%. So we definitely got a little bit more inventory. And our new listing inventory, though, interestingly enough, was up 26% March over March, so 24 over 23. So that's a trend that we need to keep watching and see if it averages out or if that continues to spike. Of the properties that were listed in March, 36% of those have already gone under contract or sold. So that's a really great thing to watch, is that we're still seeing over a third of the properties go quickly, and those are going in an average of about 10 days. So that trend continues. The residential inventory for March overall was down 14% from February, but up 58% versus March of 2023. So the inventory numbers really seem to be kind of all over the map. That's just something that I think is going to continue to be a little bit up and down as we see some stuff moving quickly and other stuff sitting longer. So we'll watch that trend as we move forward. Next up, we have our pricing discussion. So median residential sale price year to date sits at about $557,375. Okay, so that's our year to date median residential, which is up about 3% from February, and it's up just about 5% year to date over last year. So, I talk on here a lot about what's happening with prices and are we seeing compression and things like that. And that statistic tells us that overall, we're not seeing price compression at this time for sold properties. The 1 million plus price range category continues to see the highest percentage of both multiple offers and cash offers. Cash offers kind of make sense because with interest rates the way that they are, if you have the disposable cash, you might choose to invest that way as opposed to paying interest. But that sits at about 43% of those million plus buyers paying cash, and about 22% of those properties disclosing that they had multiple offers on those. So just an interesting statistic that I think is fun to watch. Year to date, about 35%, which has stayed pretty constant, 35% of properties that have sold have done a price reduction, at least one, before doing so. We ended 2023 at about 30%, so we are trending upwards a little bit on that. And interestingly enough, I took a look at the actives to see how many active properties had to do a price reduction so far that still haven't sold, and it sits at about 35% as well. So that's about what we're seeing. Of the properties that went ahead and did a price adjustment before they sold, those are selling at an average of about 88% of their original listing price, versus if they didn't have to do a price reduction, they're continuing to sit at about 97% sold to list for their original price. Year to date, we had about 17% of those sold properties that I just mentioned disclose that they had multiple offers. And I dug a little bit deeper because I wanted to look at, just because you do a price reduction, sometimes I get the question from sellers, but if I reduce my price, then automatically I'm going to be going even more below that. And that's not always the case. And so when I ran the statistic, I looked at if they did a price reduction, did they still get themselves in a multiple offer situation? And yes, they did. Over 12% of the people that did a price reduction still in the end ended up getting multiple offers. So I like the stat because I think it reinforces the thought and my belief that the market speaks. So you can't underprice your property, because when you hit the right range, you're going to generate enough interest that the market is going to drive the price where it should be. So I think that statistic just helps reinforce that. The last thing that we always talk about is how long things are taking to sell. So the days on market, right now we're looking at March finished at an average days on market of 52, which is down substantially, down about 8%, because March of 2023, it was sitting at 64. So I don't know about you, but I kind of find that interesting, like that overall things are moving a little bit faster. For properties that are active right now sitting on the market, those are sitting at about 97. So overall, I think it's telling us when we're not priced right, we've just got this gap. We're just sitting there. Days on market, if you haven't done a price reduction, is about 112. Those that did do a price reduction sits at 41. Therefore, again, reinforcing we got to get the price right. So the last thing I wanted to just say briefly is overall with my buyer clients, I am seeing a little bit of a pause. Everybody's sort of taking a breath and trying to digest the interest rates and the fact that we have not seen relief yet. I think that's normal. I think we're in that period of transition where we all kind of get used to, okay, this is where we are right now, and how can we make this work for us long term? And the biggest discussions I'm having with my buyer clients are, if this can make sense for you to do some short-term pain now, it may be worth it in the long run, because you may have a better pick of properties, you may have better negotiating power. If you can ride it out until these interest rates do some sort of correction and you can refi, you may end up in the long run in a better position. So anyway, I hope that helps, and I hope you have a great day, and we will see you soon. Oh, don't forget to subscribe if you aren't to the channel, and make sure you're getting the newsletter, because there's lots more information in there that we share that I don't put on the video. So I hope you're great and have a great day.